I have customer A talking to customer B. Customer B is by herself and has 3 kids, and somehow her being a single parent came up. So customer A is like, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. I know being a single parent sucks because I was too. Both of them just go at each other. Customer A needs my help to override something. So I go over and I do that, and while I'm doing that, she goes ahead and asks me if I have any kids, and I say no. And then she's like, she said no, like with a lot of certainty. And I said and then she says that I'm not missing out on anything, and I said, I know, I arrived at that conclusion when I was 12 years old. It reminds me of this topic that I keep seeing online a lot about how the West is having a population problem. And I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe if when we're young, you start inculcating us with how to actually handle that type of shit, maybe we would be more inclined to look at it as the ultimate thing or a rewarding experience of any sort. Because me personally, I was not raised to be a mother. I am also not interested in learning how to be a mother. Why the fuck would I have kids? You know, like, I'm sick of people trying to convince me that there is something extra special about being a parent. Like, my life cannot have worth in any kind of way unless I do that. Which, I get it. You're supposed to be put in this world to like reproduce and whatnot. But if you think about shit critically, there is so much more to life that can bring you a feeling of fulfillment. And to prove this, here we have people who ended up becoming mothers, becoming parents, and ultimately regretting it. But that is a feeling that they maintain repressed, because if they were to express that is the case, then they are deemed and labeled as terrible people, because you realize that being a parent was just not the right thing for you. I don't know where's this obsession coming from. I think it's because that's what the algorithm does to everybody's phones. It's like, oh, this is a very popular conversation, let me put it in your face. And then that just permeates into real life. And I'm just sick of it. Can we have like more productive conversations, please? Such as, can people, once you get hired for a job, actually show up to your job and not quit like on your first 30 minutes of your shift, for example? What would it take for you to be happy? You know, once you land something, once you get something, what the fuck is the point of you going through the whole application process, getting hired, getting trained, and then the day of action, you fucking vanish? Those are the kinds of people who compose our present. And those are the kinds of people who you are asking to have kids. I think I'm happy that some of these folks who be quitting their jobs don't have kids, because you cannot quit and walk out on your child. You can, but the consequences are terrible, because then this kid's going to grow up to be like you, unreliable, lacking motivation, terrible to work with, and just a chronic complainer. But at the same time, can I be this harsh toward you if the figures who were supposed to influence you to grow up strong were absent? Because clearly that is a lack of something. Like, if someone would have had good leadership, I highly doubt you would lack motivation, and at the very least have a sense of like ethics and morals, you know? But anyway, that's just me.